I see clearly. Shit, I realize
Why
that
not
I
cuss
don't know
already?
the rest of the song. Because that's what I'm good at.
You cussed early.
Sorry.
It's
Yeah,
alright.
it happened. It happened. Hey, I hadn't done it in like a good 6 episodes. It was getting that time again. I was getting
And
irritable.
I was gonna do the same song for the intro, but I actually know all the words.
Shut up, okay? The singing is my thing. I was the one who started that. You took it over for a couple episodes. I was starting to feel like I lost my job. You have to let me do it every now and then, at least.
You
Even
do it
if I
like
am
every
half
episode
asleep. I
almost.
will fight you!
You'll lose that fight.
No, I won't, because I'll fight dirty. I'll hit you with the, the strawberry basket.
I hit you with the cookie sheet.
Sorry, I've been watching a little bit of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
And I've been paying too much attention to Showdown Legends of Wrestling.
Yeah,
The
you
greatest
have.
wrestling game ever made in history.
So that's what we're talking about today, right? Is
Yeah.
specifically that wrestling game? Nothing
Yes,
else?
amazing. Everyone loved it. And that's why they canceled the series after that.
Yeah, and that's why Dawn is, that's your favorite game
of
ever
all
made.
time. After Cluecle Land, obviously. Cluecle Land, number
Well,
one game.
but
Shout
the
out to
difference is
Cluecle Land, and you all need to
is
play
an
it.
actual good game.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. 10 out of 100 million.
We do need to still just do a stream where we just play Cluecle Land.
Yeah, I would definitely.
That will never get old for me. What am I doing?
Okay, so we should probably get on the topic now. We're
Oh,
mainly
yeah,
discussing
probably.
today Edge in AEW. Or Adam Copeland, as he's known now. His real name. I mean...
Dude, I have never seen people use the abbreviation formerly known as, and it confused, like, FKA. It confused the heck out of me because I thought people were just misspelling AKA. And I was like, what? And then it clicked in my brain. I was like, oh, formally. This means formally. I don't know why that took me so long.
Yeah, he's formerly known as Ed. And I think that was just a good way to end Wrestle Dream. Like, probably the best way you could have ended Wrestle Dream. Especially when, you know, they put the, like, as soon as someone else even said it, like a few people actually said it, as soon as you saw Danielson and Zack Sabre going on, like, first, you pretty much knew he was coming out or someone was coming out, because it's like, if that match isn't main eventing, you have to have something bigger going on, you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like that was kind of an indicator there, because like Zack Sabre versus Danielson will be a main event otherwise, but like obviously something was happening at the end, and they had Christian main eventing, so I was like, well, obviously. But I mean, even though it was
obviously it's because Christian is the best wrestler of all time.
Christian's amazing.
That's why it's me.
He's a great heel.
I love Christian.
I love Christian. WWE underrated the guy. I remember when like Vince wanted to put like a blue dot over his face so people couldn't see him. When he insults people's like fathers, because he's just mean. Yeah, he like, I mean, you were kind of getting, like, you got that vibe as soon as the card opened, because like they put pretty much all the like big time like spanning matches early and like midway through. Granted, the Darby like Christian match wasn't like just a quick match either, but like, and it really was a poorly kept secret. Everybody kind of figured and knew he was going to come out, but like, it's kind of like the Jade Cargill thing where like it was a terribly kept secret. It wasn't a shock to anybody.
It's funny because I saw some people saying, wait, did WWE and AEW just genuinely make a trade between Jade Cargill and Edge?
That's what it feels like. It feels like they just traded superstars.
It's like an NFL trade.
I mean, okay, so that opens up one question. Who do you think has a more promising run ahead of them? Jade Cargill or Edge? Because, like, I kind of feel like WWE is going to mess up her push because WWE always messes up people's push.
Well, the key word there, okay, so it's kind of hard because it's like Jade Cargill is definitely capable of having the more promising push. I mean, Edge is like almost 50 now, right? Like,
I think he's either in his 50s or he's almost there.
yeah, so like obviously, you know, like there's a good chance that Jade Cargill could have a better push than Edge because you know he is like almost 50. I'm not saying that he can't wrestle anymore. I'm just saying there's always that. But like you're right, there's a good chance WWE does fuck it up.
I feel like
a really good chance that they fuck it up because they're really good at fucking up pushes.
No,
Like,
they really are. They're terrible about like not giving people what they deserve, and it's like look at Karrion Kross, people like that who have like just promising futures and runs, and then it's like what happened? Like what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not a hate towards her at all. With Edge, there's a lot of potential for like. I mean, not just potential, it's pretty much guaranteed we're going to get a lot of... I mean, his first match is him and Luchasaurus. That's a match, you know, never thought I'd see in my life. So it just makes you think it's like...
Yeah, and that is exciting, but I do think he'll be putting over a lot of younger talent, really, is what he'll be doing.
Probably not in his debut, though.
No,
I don't know, I feel like it'll go both ways, because he said he's going to be there full-time, and I don't know... I feel like it'll be a lot of that like... I feel like it's going to be similar to, like, Kenny or Jericho's booking, where, like, they get a fair amount of wins.
I'm sure eventually we'll get them, I'm sure eventually we'll probably get an Edge, like, title run, obviously.
Well, don't forget, this also reopens Edge and Christian versus the Hardys at some point.
Yeah, but right now it's looking like his, like...
Well, he's going to feud with Christian, but I'm just saying there could be a point, like, Christian turns face or something, and then we get...
eventually we'll see Edge versus Sting.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that match.
That's what a lot of people thought was going to happen, and that's what I was curious about. How does it make you feel that, like, he debuted against Christian and saved Sting?
I think it would have been silly to have him... Like, I just think it would have been silly to have him debut as a heel, as much as that would have been shocking, because the amount of, like, goodwill he has, you know, I just feel like he had to come in as a face.
Yeah, but it would have been cool to see that from Jericho.
I just, it may happen eventually. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, that's fair.
But then, like, also you had Nick Wayne turning in that match, so it looks like you have Luchasaurus, Nick Wayne, and oh god, I messed that up. Luchasaurus, Nick Wayne, and Christian versus Edge, Sting, and Darby Allin. That's probably what their first little, like, program. Why is it every time the AEW brings someone in, like when they brought in Punk, why is it always the first, like, interaction they have is always like Darby and Sting? What is that?
Because Darby and Sting are the most important people. They're the main characters of AEW.
I mean, I'm not upset about it. I just noticed. I was like, how come?
No, you're right. It does happen. Because even like, even when Jeff came back, like it was like Darby and Sting were a part of it, weren't they? Because they
I think they were a part of it. And then him and Punk, they just put Darby a lot with that. I am interested to see if we're gonna get a what do you call it? If we're gonna get MJF versus Edge anytime soon, because I could imagine the promos there, like those would be really good.
Oh my god, that would be good. I would watch that. No, and like I do think that this is the best thing for Edge because it's what Edge wanted to do. He, you know, he has a lot more people he hasn't worked with there that he can do matches with, and that's great.
And then he has people there that he can kind of relive some of his more iconic moments with too. That's the thing, like,
yeah.
Because like I said, you have Christian there, you have the Hardys, like.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know, you're probably never going to have Cena or anyone there, but then there's also people like Big Show over there, Mark Henry. Like, he has some people he's worked with before.
All we need is the Dudley boys, and we could have...
And I don't think that's necessarily out of the question.
No, it's definitely not. But I'm just saying that's all we need to have all three of them. Like all three teams
I'm pretty sure they showed up at like they wrestled together at like a recent Impact thing or something. So
did they wrestle together at a recent Impact thing? I thought Devon was still like working for WWE behind the scenes.
I think they. I'm pretty sure they wrestled at like Impact 1000 or something together. I need to double check that, but I know they teamed up somewhere because Bubba was posting about it. Which would be cool if they could get that. Otherwise, if you're not going to have that, then that you could substitute the Dudleys with FTR. I'll be happy with FTR versus the Hardys versus Christian.
Yeah. Now, do you think they're insane enough to have two almost 50-year-olds take a bump from off a ladder with a spear?
No. Well, maybe. I don't know. I mean, you've seen some of the bump Sting takes, so...
That's true.
I mean, he dove off a ladder through like 2 tables, and one of the tables just didn't break, so... I don't know. Edge in AEW is a really exciting prospect to me because he is one of my favorites of all time, and like you have RVD over there, you have the Hardys, you have Sting, you have young guys like Darby, MJF, you have people like kind of like in the middle there, like I wouldn't call them old at all, but you have like Kenny, the Young Bucks. There's like a lot of potential because like we get the Young Bucks versus Edge and Christian. That'd be pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Because that's not really a match.
There's so many people you could put against Edge and Christian when they team up. Like Dave Bautista versus Hollywood, huh?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Drugs.
But Edge and Christian, no, you're right. There's a lot of teams that they could go up against, and like. Not saying the AEW tag belts obviously don't have their, like, they are prestigious, but, like, that would definitely elevate their prestige if you added names like Edge and Christian and the Hardys to those records because, you know, those are two of the greatest tag teams ever, and they're both teams that aren't, like, they aren't, like, just holding on to the dream. They definitely can still go.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, it gives an excuse to put Jeff Hardy in a match, so, like, I'm going to watch it.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's better for like a lot of fans because it's just going to open a lot of doors. Plus, I think Edge can easily fill the void that Punk is leaving. Which side note on that, like I don't know if it's true, but there's rumors that he might be actually headed to Impact. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, thank you.
It's interesting. Yeah, sorry, that's what my computer told me to do.
It's my affiliate anniversary, guys, on Twitch.
That's cool.
Happy birthday.
Isn't it neat?
Somebody remembered something about me. Thank you, Twitch.
Yeah, because I sure didn't top that. It was just like, hey, you want to send him happy affiliate anniversary? I was like, yeah, sure, what the fuck, why not?
What a great time. What a great time.
So do you think I've gotten it across in this podcast that Jeff Hardy's like my favorite wrestler?
I mean, I thought we listed that in your top 5s anyway.
We literally did. So
shout out to the top 5 episode. If you're new to the thing, go watch that right now. It's the greatest episode.
See, I just have to mention it every episode.
Besides the chicken episode.
No, you're right. The chicken episode's better. I should use fuck.
Chicken episode is amazing. What happened?
Sorry, my brain just broke. I don't know.
My co-host is down. Co-host down. We're gonna need.
Yeah, I'm not fully there.
It's okay. Most people aren't.
I hope that this podcast does great. That way I can live off of it, and then I don't have to be broken anymore.
Yeah,
maybe it won't get as many.
The American dream.
If it blows up while I'm broken, does that mean we won't get as many views when my brain works properly?
I don't know. Then we might just have to break your brain every time. I don't know.
just make me do like stupid shit to fucking confuse me beforehand.
I mean, it could happen.
Give me NyQuil, make me sleepy as fuck.
If that's the route you want to go, I mean, I'm not endorsing anything because I'm not going to be a party to your like bad behavior. Okay, I'm a good influence.
He's a good influence. He says.
You can't prove I'm not.
It wouldn't be. too awfully hard, I don't feel, you know?
I mean,
no, guys, he's not a bad
everyone
influence.
says I'm a good person.
He's certainly someone, though.
Tamina's mom, count faster. So
Tamina's mom is the worst. Okay, wait, where are we? What are we talking about?
I was mentioning Punk maybe going to Impact, which is kind of off the edge thing, but
let's not do that.
I mean, I'm fine with it. There are some matches over there that would be interesting, but like, I just feel like they got to be really careful with that.
I think we should stop letting Punk in buildings.
Maybe.
It's any building, not just wrestling buildings. Don't let him in his own house.
What are probably like the top 3 people you'd want to see him face? See Edge face in AEW.
I would like to see Edge face Kenny. I would like to see Edge face Moxley.
And the tag matches count too. Sorry, I should have said that.
Okay, so we're talking Edge and Christian too. I don't know anymore. You confuse me by adding new stipulations.
All right, well then go and do your 3 singles and then do 3 Edge and Christian matches there.
Okay, one more Edge single I already listed too.
Say Kenny and MJ, or Moxley, which actually Edge and Moxley would be really interesting.
And then let's do fucking MJF. There we go. You gave me my answer. Thank you.
Okay, so you took 2 of the ones I would have said, Kenny and MJF. So I'm gonna do 3 other people, and I'd like to see him go one more time with Jericho, just because that's kind of like a like classic little rivalry. As much as the guy's kind of like not loved all the time, I think him and Sammy could have a really good match. Like Sammy Guevara, because Sammy does put on really good matches. And then this is sort of an interesting one, like, what about him versus Penta?
That is interesting. Okay, now,
the Edge and
Christian. For tags, Edge and Christian, I would like to see Edge and Christian versus Sin Cara and Kalisto, the Lucha House Party.
Pretty sure Kalisto actually wrestles in AEW still. I'm not 100%.
Does he?
I think if he's not there full time, he does make appearances, because isn't he Kalistico now?
Oh shit, is he? I was not paying attention. I was just trying to make a Lucha House
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Lucha House Party guys, like most of them, wrestle. I don't think they're full-time, but I'm pretty sure they make appearances on AEW.
Sorry, no, Sin Cara and Kalisto, they weren't the Lucha House Party. That was Kalisto and other people, right?
They were the Lucha Dragons.
They were the Lucha Dragons, yeah, and Sin Cara is like a bad person, right? Like the original Sin Cara. Am I crazy about that? Like
it wasn't that. It was he was like not trained properly in like the U.S. style of wrestling, and then it was Hunico, the one that took over for him. That dude, like both of them, I think just got in fist fights a lot. Because I'm pretty sure one or both of them beat up Sheamus, which was just kind of like, how are you getting beat up by them, dude?
Anyway, wait, okay, where am I? Oh, yeah, so we'll do, we'll do Edge and Christian versus, FTR, Edge and Christian versus, shit.
The Hardys, I'm assuming, because I know that's on
yeah, well that's obvious, but that's like, I think we all know that was gonna be there. So I do one more, right? Like Edge and Christian versus, shit,
the Young Bucks?
Think of any other tag. Shut up, no, I'm gonna find my own. Stop naming off tag teams, because then I can't use those tag teams.
Only named one, man.
Well, that's the only other one. Shit. Why do I not know any tag teams all of a sudden? I mean, if it's Edge and Christian, you could put them up against fucking Sting and Darby Allin.
Yeah, that's not a bad one. I'm gonna say since you didn't put them versus the Young Bucks, because I already mentioned that anyway. But them versus MJF and Adam Cole, I think would be a really fun, like,
Oh yeah, I
the
forgot
promos
that
and
MJF
stuff.
and Adam Cole.
Yeah,
were...
and then I'm kind of split here because I think it would be interesting to see them take on two members, obviously Malachi being one of them, but two members of House of Black. But then I also think it would be interesting to see them take on the Acclaimed.
That's fair.
Like, not including Daddy Ass, obviously. Like, Daddy Ass would be in their corner, but yeah, I think them versus. But I honestly do think them versus like Malachi Black and what is it, Brody King? That would be that'd be actually a really good match. Kind of a
Hey,
throwback
I just
to like.
got my video for tomorrow figured out. Sorry, continue.
Nice, I'm proud of you.
I'm glad someone is, because I sure ain't.
That's what I would say. But yeah, I think those would all be good tag matches.
That's cool. I agree.
You think he'll win the world title sooner or later? Like, or do you think he'll never hold it? I think it'd be weird not to give him the belt.
Oh yeah, that definitely would be weird not to give him the belt.
Do you think he'd be the guy to dethrone MJF?
No, I feel like there will be a cycle before that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't really know who that. If MJF's kind of in that Roman Reigns territory where I really don't know who they could. Though AEW is a little better about building up contenders, but I don't know who they're gonna put for that belt.
Dolph Ziggler.
I mean, I would honestly not be surprised if he got signed too. His brother already works there.
Yeah, but his brother isn't cool enough.
His brother's just basically him, but less famous. I don't know if you've ever seen his brother.
I haven't seen his brother. Did
Yeah,
they just treat his brother like
his brother's just a
WWE
jobber,
treated?
and he sells exactly the same. He pretty much, like, he has a similar, like, aesthetic and stuff. But he like, acknowledges he's a jobber. That's the thing, is, like, he acknowledges it more. He, like, plays into the fact, because he's in, like, I don't know if they're still around, but they have, like, their own version of the Job Squad, or the, what was that thing that, what was that thing where it was like Michael McGillicuddy, Bo Dallas, and like two other people? Do you remember what I'm talking about? And all they did was job.
No.
And then they like before
I do not.
Before Bo Dallas and McGillicuddy just became the B team. There was like
Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel.
Oh, Curtis Axel. Well, it's the same guy. Michael McGillicuddy is Curtis Axel, man. No, it really is.
Yeah, that's fine, but Curtis Axel is what his name was during that time.
No, he's still Michael. Either way, he should have just been called Kurt Hennig Jr.
Shut
but
the
whatever.
fucking... You know they're opposed to putting juniors in there.
It's like Rey Mysterio Jr. He joins. Yeah, we have to take the junior off your name. Why? Just take it off, all right?
You can't have a dad.
You can put your mask back on. Put no junior on your name.
Your dad's not fucking real. Oh shit.
And this is a woman that
Mysterio Sr. is not even his dad was his uncle.
Jesus. Yeah, you get it though.
There's like this horror movie called WrestleManiac, and it stars that guy. And I only know about it because during Ray's like peak in popularity, Walmart was trying to push the shit out of it. And it was like starring the original Rey Mysterio, and then it's just like, I don't care, bro. Unless it's a dude.
We only care about juniors here.
Yeah, and we only care about I'm gonna watch any horror movie with a Rey Mysterio. It's gonna be Freddy versus Jason.
That's something I wanted to talk about here for a second. So is that true? Because I feel like I get so much mixed signals from when I like look it up or something. Some sources are like, yeah, he's the stunt double for the Buller Ring fight, and some sources are like, we have no actual proof of this.
It's
And it's like, which one
he
is
was
it?
it's from what I was told, it wasn't that, it was the lumberyard fight.
Well, I was told it's the bull.
But either way, yeah, and then like, but he has to be uncredited is what it was, or something like that.
See, that makes it hard because it's like it was one of my favorite facts to share, but then I stopped sharing it because I was like, I don't have any way of like fact checking this, and I don't want to spread false information. But like for a long time, that would be my go-to fact. I'd be like, did you know?
That unrealistic though, because I'm pretty sure since we're on the topic of Edge, he was in like a Highlander movie, and I'm pretty sure he has to go uncredited or something, or by a different name in the movie, but it's like clearly him.
I don't know. Are you ready for him to play Ares in the Percy Jackson series?
Hell yeah, bro!
Dude, he's actually gonna make a great Ares. I think. Like he's good.
He's a really good actor, and he has a good look.
Oh, he is. I love Adam Copeland.
He's honestly one of my favorites all the time, and like I love AEW, so like the two being together, it's really big for me, like in a good way, because it's just like it has me excited for all the possibilities, especially like that match you mentioned, him and Kenny. Oh my god!
Absolutely. I still like. I can't believe there's so many people who are like who got upset about this and are like trying to like call. I still can't get over the tweet I saw about someone calling him the G-rated superstar. Like he didn't just go to the company that isn't
like where they put skewers in people's heads, but okay.
Yeah. Like you have skewers coming out of people's heads and stuff, but no, he's the G-rated superstar. God, get off.
It doesn't even make sense. Wouldn't it be the rated
comebacks
G
don't make
superstar?
sense.
Hey, it's not even worded good. Apologize, whoever wrote that up right now. Get on this video's comments and you apologize.
No, get on the video while we're talking.
Yeah, just call me. My number
State your
is...
name.
I can't tell you my number, but it's a number.
and don't state your name on the internet or any personal information.
My name is Clyde Ringstolheim.
That is his name. It's on his legal birth certificate.
Oh, I messed that matchup too. I just feel like nobody's last name is Ringstolheim, so...
That just reminds me of the time
just qualified for the room bowl.
Convinced my oldest brother that our friend Tony was an illegal immigrant and had a green card, and he went around the house because we told him that we told my brother that our friend Tony lost his green card, so my brother went around the house searching for it, like asking, like telling her mom and stuff to look out for Tony's green card.
I remember I convinced somebody for almost a year that one of our mutual friends had like a Samoan brother.
so stupid, I love it.
Because like we were somewhere, my buddy, like he was talking to like one of his friends from high school, and it was like the Samoan dude. My buddy was like a blonde hair, blue eyed, like the most Nordic looking like white dude you'll ever see. And one of our other friends was like, oh, who's that he's talking to? I was like, oh, that's his brother. His brother? I was like, yeah, he has like a Samoan brother. His family like adopted him. Oh, he did? Like he does? Yeah, dude, like totally. Just not at all what was like going on. And then like, so for a year he thought that dude was his brother. Like he's like, dude, how's your brother doing? Like always ask him and stuff. Like, and then finally whenever like, you know that's not his brother, right? And he's like, what? And we're like, you know that's not his brother, right? And he's just like, what do you mean? Well, we're like, we're just messing with you for like almost a year. Sorry.
Shit, dude. No, what's sad about that is the fact that, like, my older brother was significantly older than me. Still is obviously significantly older than me. But, like, he was, like, 15 and didn't know what a green card was.
Interesting. I mean, I guess if it's something you never have to, like, experience or deal with, it might make sense, but I'm not really sure.
We grew up with the internet!
I mean, fair.
Shit, man. It's fine. Anyway.
Sorry. Have you seen that meme, not the segue, but where the guy's like yelling at that other guy in his car and he's like, The guy's like not like telling him something. He's like, go back in your car. Like the guy's like, he's not yelling. He's just like, go get back in your car. And the other guy's like, get back in your car. And he's like, I am in my car. Oh, that's a fair point. Like the dude like totally just switches up. He's just like, that's a fair point.
It's my favorite thing ever. It's just like, oh, you know what? You're kind of right, actually.
But yeah,
Well, I guess we'll just never know.
interesting times there.
I'm gonna go move to like a random state, into a random city, dye my hair gray, like hunch over, and run around like a crazy old man, right?
Do it for TikTok though. Like everybody else.
No, I'm not going. No, that's stupid. I'm gonna do it for my own personal reasons, because I think it's funny. But I'm gonna run around like a crazy old man, and then just like go ask people really stupid questions that makes it seem like I'm like out of it, right?
Yeah.
And then like when they respond with like certain things, I'll just switch it up to just normal, just like fix my posture, like just be like, oh yeah, okay, cool, thank you, and walk away.
Like, do you know why applesauce is made from berries? It's made from apples. Oh, okay, thank you. Just walk away.
Yeah, exactly. You figured it out.
Because you ask like crazy sounding questions, but just don't say anything like obviously like too divisive or mean,
inappropriate or things. Yeah.
No, I'll get you in trouble. Like,
yeah.
That'll confuse them.
And they'll be like, what? And you just don't turn back if they try to ask you follow-up questions. You just say, oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Walk away.
Snapping the neck. And she can't put an end to any of the offense coming at her.
So anyway, this is my new plan. That's how I'm going to spend my life. I'm going to live on the streets of like a random town in Minnesota.
I mean, it's better than actual panhandling, so I guess it's fine.
The only word that comes to mind with them is aberration.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to having Edge in AEW. It's a big, like, big thing for wrestling fans.
Yeah, it is. And I think a lot of people are way too negative
sometimes about
companies just because...
It's a stupid tribal warfare thing they have with the companies, which is just stupid because it's like that whole thing where, like, they sat there and bashed Jade Cargill when she was in AEW, calling her green, like saying she sucked. And then as soon as she left for WWE, they're like, she's so good, look at, doesn't want to be in AEW, blah, blah, blah. She wants to have real fights, blah, blah, blah. Or like, you know, face real talent. And then they're all like, you know, Edge is such a legend, Edge is so great, he's going to AEW. Oh, he's a retrainer.
Oh, AEW, you mean the WWE retirement home?
Even though they don't even have, like, barely any, like, WWE guys on there. Like, when you really think about it, it's like, okay, so they have the Hardys, Edge and Christian, Jericho. I wouldn't even consider Sting a WWE guy, because he was only there for a minute, and he left, because they hurt him.
Yeah, he was a WCW guy.
He's always going to be a WCW guy. There's like Jeff Jarrett, I guess, but I would consider that a TNA guy at this point.
And I don't know who wants Jeff Jarrett to be a part of any argument. Jeff Jarrett is not a bragging.
Unless there's an argument about why Jeff Jarrett is not good.
The most mediocre.
That's not fair. He's not terrible. He's just really, really average, and it's like Wrestling Bio said. I've never seen anybody get praised so much for being so average. Like, it's literally and that's not a slight on him, but it's just the truth. Like, he's just the most average.
Oh yeah. I don't know like why he gets so much praise, because he is just like anytime I see a card that has Jeff Jarrett on, I'm like, oh. That's cool, I guess.
Like, I will say his run in AEW has been fine. I think pairing him with Jay Lethal and Satnam Singh has been okay, because they're not really being presented as like a top tier. Like, yeah, they got a tag title match and like a trios title match, but they were obviously not winning those matches. you know, and that's fine. I don't care if you have them or even if they did win like a trios title, I'm not going to be upset about it. But like, yeah, no, I don't see how it's a WWE retirement home. Like, I wouldn't even say RVD it being there. It still doesn't justify that because he made his name in like every company but WCW. So people just can't enjoy wrestling. That's the problem.
No, yeah, everyone has to be negative about everything, especially if it goes against the company that they, for some reason, feel super connected to.
It's like, I have a connection to WWE too, because I grew up with it. There will always be that, like, connection. That's why I still
every
keep up
wrestling
with
fan
it.
grew up with WWE. That's the thing.
I know some people from my childhood that literally grew up with WCW, so that's not entirely true, but I get what you mean. And I know some people who literally, they grew up with TNA. Like, that was their go-to promotion.
I feel bad for the TNA ones. I won't say much about WCW because obviously I wasn't there for it. As someone who watched TNA as a kid in WWE, you know, TNA was something. TNA was certainly something.
Because if we're talking like the 04 to, or like the, not even the 04, like the 06 to 08 TNA, that was a good era of TNA. It was like right before Hogan came.
Oh, see, mine was right after that.
Yeah, once Hogan came.
Because that's when our TV brand, that's when our TV, like our cable company started carrying the like channel with.
Wow, she pre-matched, and since she beat Jazzy, that's technically, or not technically, that is an open world title match. So she beat her up before the match to steal the open world title.
Wow. But like, you get what I mean. The majority of wrestling fans nowadays, in some way or another, probably grew up watching WWE.
Or, yeah, have a connection to WWE, and it's like, but it doesn't make it the best company ever. Just like, you got to take the nostalgia away.
And you can't ignore the fact that WWE's done some shitty things over the past couple of years.
You just can't
I'm
ignore
not even
that,
saying that it's like worse than AEW. I'm just saying it's not. Like,
well, yeah, no, and that's the thing is, I was going to say is
perfect. They like to act like it's perfect, and the AEW is shit. And it's like you haven't watched AEW if you think it's that bad, because it's very.
No, that was going to be my thing. Is like it doesn't mean just because you like WWE, it doesn't mean other companies can't also be good. Like doesn't mean AEW isn't good. It doesn't mean that like Impact can't have good shows. It doesn't mean New Japan can't have. You can like WWE and other companies can still put on like good shows and good matches, and that's what I don't get about some wrestling fans.
You can respect those shows.
Yeah, you like just enjoy the wrestling. Like I don't understand the anger. Like yeah, it's just I don't know. People. That's why I don't try to be part of like the overall like wrestling community.
Oh yeah, internet wrestling fans suck.
They ruin it for everybody. Like, in my opinion, they sort of ruin it for. I remember like early days of internet wrestling community. They weren't great, but they at least like.
Luckily, like people, like a lot of people are right when they say the internet wrestling community is a vocal minority. Like,
no, yeah, it's the casual fans that make up the It's the same as in gaming, where the casual fans make up the majority. That's why, even though everyone complains about COD, all the casual gamers buy it, so it outsells everything else. Because if you had casual gamers has invested in other games, the sales would be similar, but because they're like, you know, different. I don't know, you get what I mean, like, it's a casual market, so like casual wrestling fans, like, they tune into just big TV productions. And that sucks to an extent because it does make it so it's hard for like indie talent and companies to get their exposure. But like, at the same time, I can't blame somebody who has a busy life for not being able to watch every hour of wrestling, especially like, just let alone between AEW and WWE, that's like 6 nights a week.
Yeah, I mean, even someone who just enjoys watching wrestling as like a hobby, like wrestling's their big entertainment. Like, it's impossible to watch all the wrestling in a week. Like, it genuinely, like, there's no one who has like that much time on their hands.
I mean, unless you do it for a literal job, like like a wrestling YouTuber, you're right, there's not really a way to do that. I don't know how you would do that.
And I feel like after a while, I would just stop enjoying it, because that's a lot of hours of wrestling to like watch. It would just get dull.
No, I agree. It would start to feel unenjoyable.
It's like when I sit here and play COD for like 7 hours a day to get 2 levels, because COD's leveling system's so messed up.
No, I agree. And I mean, you feel that fatigue sometimes when you're doing content. You play a game for content, and it's like sometimes starts to become unfun. And so I feel like if you did that with wrestling, it would kind of do the same thing. But like, yeah, it's just there's so much wrestling in the week, and I can't blame people who, or if you grew up with like a certain thing, or like you just kind of know, like say you are a kid now and your dad or mom or big brother or whoever like gets you into AEW, and that's what you're going to grow up with, then you're going to have that same nostalgia for AEW as you get older that people for WWE have now. And I think that's what people just don't understand, like,
yeah.
And it's, again, just enjoy the wrestling, because there's a lot of good wrestling out there that's not one company or another. Like,
you know, you did just make me realize that in like 10, 15 years or so, we're eventually going to get like kids online and young adults online and stuff who grew up watching AEW. And
or
then
Modern Impact.
And we could be looking at a future standard
AEW, and and they're going to feel like that because there's a chance that they don't learn they won't learn like what ECW and stuff like that was. So they're going to see like the skewer stuff and things like that, and think that that's like the peak of extreme wrestling.
Well, they might have an faint understanding, because if they did grow up, they're gonna like learn about who like RVD, like, you know, they might go research RVD or Taz. So there's a chance, or you know, former ECW champion Phil Brooks that they used to have employed there. We don't talk about that. Or they should get the 2 greatest ECW champs of all time, Chavo Guerrero and Ezekiel Jackson, and then I'd watch every week. I'm just kidding. Please don't hire. Well, shouldn't say don't hire. They already had Chavo, didn't? No. Did they? I can't remember.
Yes.
He worked somewhere. He was like backstage though, wasn't he?
He was a manager for
Andrade, right?
Yep.
And then they just dropped him because they were going to do Ric Flair, but then that whole thing happened.
Yeah.
Now I remember.
And I think they made they should just not hire Chavo again.
I know.
Just because I think I might throw up if I ever see his face again.
I'm a big Chavo fan. Ooh, Chavo.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. It's funny because like it's not like a personal thing. I just like, let's not.
You know what's funny is after
I
watching
would just
Reliving
rather
the
we
War,
didn't.
after watching Reliving the War on Wrestling Bios, shout out to Wrestling Bios, even though he probably will never watch this, but
is it a shout out if they are like 20 billion times bigger than us?
That 1% chance that they might see it. He was like, after watching his
I don't
series
think that's
called,
what shout outs are for.
Be Quiet.
It's not for the person seeing it, it's for audience to go like, check.
Yeah, so go watch Wrestling Bios and tell him Age of the Fall 88 thing. He's a great YouTuber.
You're ridiculous.
But he does this one called Reliving the War, and from watching his like, because he obviously doesn't show like full like matches, but he shows some clips like what he can, and then a lot of it's stills. But just from watching his coverage and seeing how Chavo was in WCW, I'm not gonna lie, like he was kind of severely underutilized in WWE. Like, he's a really good cruiserweight that should have definitely been allowed to do more, like, after the Los Guerrero stuff, and he just wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't love Chavo. He's not, like, my favorite wrestler or anything, but, like, come on, man. I mean, he was Eddie's tag team opponent. Give him that.
Yeah. I don't want to live.
And he was Kerwin White that one time.
I'm good. I'm gonna.
Remember when he was Kerwin White? You probably don't.
I I'm
Dude,
done.
but Dolph Ziggler was his caddy.
I will break my legs to get out of this conversation if that's what you want.
This conversation's amazing. Who doesn't want to talk about that? Like, Dolph Ziggler being a caddy.
Isn't it great? Isn't it sweet? I'll eat chicken hot pie all week.
No one knows what you're talking about. Stop.
Okay, good. That means we've moved on. So anyway, I think that
I think
the
AEW
next
should
person to
re-debut
come to
Kerwin White with Dolph
AEW,
Ziggler.
I'm going to blow. I don't know how to finish the sentence without getting us in trouble. Up a balloon. There we go. Figured it out.
Ziggler is definitely the next person I do think they should sign. And give him like a proper run.
Who's the next person WWE should sign from AEW?
If they picked up anyone from AEW, maybe Powerhouse Hobbs. Because I feel like AEW keeps starting his push. Him or Wardlow, because Wardlow hasn't been utilized at all recently either. I'm kind of disappointed with the way the AEW ended up utilizing, or like, because like he was red hot and they should have just let him have a long ass TNT title run.
Yeah. Okay, so hear me out here. Alright? Are you listening?
Yeah.
They should pick up this guy that they've never had before. He's a great wrestler though. I don't know if they've scouted him or not, but they should pick up like that John Moxley guy. He'd bring me.
No, they shouldn't. I don't want him.
The best part is you reacted to that like I was being serious.
I know, but like I literally don't want him in WWE again.
There's the consequences of getting caught.
Why not? Do you love watered down John Moxley?
You can just like, after going back and hearing him talk, like you can kind of just see how like unhappy of a person he was, like working there.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong though, Dean Ambrose did have some really great, funny moments.
No, and the Shield stuff was good because obviously he enjoyed being in the Shield.
Yeah.
In the 27 Shield reunions, like they were like some kind of like old ass squad, even though.
Yeah, I know, right? It feels like they were like having reunions all the time, and people were treating it like they needed reunions all the time. And it's like, but why?
Oh, they haven't teamed in 2 years. Reunion. That one time Kurt Angle was randomly in the Shield.
Yeah.
And that time Triple H was randomly in the Shield.
What?
Yeah, there was like a match where Triple H had to team with them, and he was just in like Shield gear. Look it up. I think it was at like a UK show. I don't think it was televised. They should bring back the Shield, but since Ambrose is in AEW, they should re-sign Shanky and have him. Then he'd be like Shanky, Hotel, India, Lima, Echo, Delta, Shield. And Shanky can do his dance before they do the fist thing.
That's great. Okay, you won me over.
And you can bet these superstars will be looking to kick the new year.
Dude, I don't know why I thought Shanky was like, he literally, like, the dance was just so terrible that it was funny that I was like, this guy needs a push. And then he was legitimately getting over, and they're like, yeah, just fire. Like, okay, you make him do that dance and then you fire him when it gets over. Go away. Go away.
Guys, this is your daily reminder that Don's favorite wrestler in the modern era is Shanky.
Shanky is the greatest of all time. He's canonically the strongest wrestler ever.
Is Shanky the Raditz of wrestling now?
Yes, he is.
I don't know how to feel for him, honestly. Because, like, when it comes to you, that's a great, like... that's a great compliment when it comes from you.
When it comes to anyone else, he's a tutorial character.
Yeah.
Like, was it you that was playing Kakarot and you're like, yeah, I was surprised when the tutorial character wasn't Raditz.
I was watching Kakarot, and I said that because I don't own the game, but I watched it, and like they were fighting someone else's the tutorial.
You fight Piccolo in the opening.
Yeah, to Piccolo's
like
the
a
tutorial. I was like,
training
oh my
thing,
god, Dawn, this is shocking.
Superstars would like to get the new year off on the right foot here tonight. Of course.
Yeah, it was funny because it is the truth. It's the truth. Speaking of the truth, where's our truth then?
Injured.
Is he?
Yeah, he was injured.
Damn.
Remember, he was injured on like main event a couple of months back. I think he like tore a hamstring or something. I don't know. But he's been making TikToks.
Somebody said like WWE should just let it happen one time, that he did just like for one night let him go to AEW, show up randomly, and then be like, I'm here to put myself in the Money in the Bank, and then whoever's in the ring can just be like, we don't have that here, and then he'll just be like, I'm truly and genuinely sorry, and just leave. Like, I would die if like WWE actually allowed that.
Have it be during like right before their like ring match or whatever. They're like going with the Sonic ring.
No, yeah, like you know, it kind of made me annoyed. Speaking of like Money in the Banks. So, Impact did their Feast or Fired, which is essentially their Money in the Bank, for those who are just not clear on how that works. It's 3 briefcases, or 4 briefcases, 3 of them have title matches. One of them just is like you're fired, and so like, but they changed it instead of the X Division title, now you go for the Digital Media Championship, which is like their like internet/TV title thing, and so they did it, and then the guy that got the fired briefcase, he just got like offered a match later in the night, and if he like won the match, he got to keep his job, and then I think he won, and it like completely negated the whole like concept of the Feast or Fire, and it's like, come on.
So why do it?
Like, what's the point of it? Then just make it like a 4 briefcase Money in the Bank, and just add the X Division title, and
Listen, I just want to see someone lose their job. I
And then
want to
it's
see
like
someone
everyone
go
says
home
it's
wondering how they're going to feed their kids.
Everyone even says they're like, with that stipulation, like, even though you could win a title shot, why would you even bother risking it? You have like a 25% chance of just losing your job by winning the match.
Yeah. Like, could you imagine actually like being like getting enjoyment out of that? Just like be like, yeah, I love seeing people lose their job and wonder how they're gonna feed their families.
At least they were that's basically what that like says when you cheer for that too. Like, at least when the first time they did it with Daniels, like they had him wrestle on indie shows, like he was actually fired, and then they had him debut the Curry Man gimmick he does in Japan, where he's like this masked wrestler with like a fake bowl of curry on his head. It's called Curry Man. Although they made him team with Shark Boy. I don't know who thought that was like a good team. Speaking of Shark Boy,
I have a funny story about. That's okay. Speaking of Shark Boy was the first ever wrestler signature I ever had, because when I was about 1 year old, my family went to a TNA show. Like an actual TNA
when it was
show.
Like TNA to NWA still.
And my whole family. There's a photo of everyone in my family, obviously other than the ones that are younger than me. Everyone but me and my dad taking a picture inside the ring with Kurt Angle. During that time, my dad was packing me to go meet Shark Boy. Granted, I was 1 year old, so I wouldn't remember this. But the fuck?
You just meet Shark Boy instead of Kurt Angle?
The fuck?
Dude, he sued Shark Boy and Lava Girl and won. That's almost as impressive as winning an Olympic medal. I don't know what you're talking about.
So fuck mad about that still. Because there's just a picture. There's just a picture of like my oldest brother, my other older brother, and my sister all standing in a ring with Kurt Angle, and I'm nowhere inside. But hey, I had a signed Shark Boy shirt.
I mean, it is amazing. You and your favorite wrestler of all time, Shark Boy. That's like the time I went to go watch. Right after he he had just signed back with WWE, so he was doing like warm up matches, and I went to go watch like this indie show where Marty Jannetty was going to be wrestling. And then all he did is him and the guy that he was supposed to wrestle, all they did was a bunch of stalling moves for like 5 minutes, then wrestled like this terrible 5-minute match, and then it ended, and then he just stood in the ring, and people lined up to take pictures, and me and my friend were like, this is the most awful like comeback match I've ever seen. I'm leaving. I'm not taking a picture. And then to top it off, I'm pretty sure the like 12-year-old behind me and my friend shit his pants, so, you know, like, it topped it off. It just smelled like poop the whole time.
Dude, I had to call in early from work the other day for a reason. It didn't happen, but it almost did. I had to call in late for work because I almost pooped myself on my walk to work, and I had to turn around and walk home to use the restroom because I was only like 5 minutes out, but that 5 minutes was enough to make me like late for work. So I had to call in. It was fun. I only slightly had a panic attack after that.
You're late once, they don't really get on you too much. It's just like, and I know you won't, just don't make that stuff a habit. You'll be good. Simple started a new job. He now works at Disneyland as an animator, so...
Disneyland as an animator? Yeah, hold up, that's not how that works.
No, be quiet. You know, it's funny when I was a kid, because the way the Disney Channel would present stuff, they always made it seem like, because they'd talk about like a thing at Disneyland, like a ride or something, and then they'd show like, oh, we're here with the storyboard artist. So like, as a kid, I just always assumed they like made all the movies and stuff at Disneyland or Disney World. And then as I got older, I was like, oh, they have like actual production studios, like. But it was just the way they portrayed it, like... the
storyboard artists, like, drawing as they're dropping on, like, Tower of Terror and stuff.
They're just, like, in these hidden offices, and it's like, alright, lunch break, I'm gonna go ride Splash Mountain, I'll be back. Bob, you better have brought an extra suit. Last time you made the chair wet.
Now go bring me back a giant churro.
No, give me one of those giant churros and a Coke. Dude, that's like $17. Right, she's just destroying Taylor. But yeah, that's at least. I mean, you're getting it handled. I mean, and this was a great podcast so far. We kind of stayed on wrestling. It's been some random topics, but I feel like that adds a lot more.
We totally stayed on wrestling the whole time.
We've been talking wrestling most of this thing, and I mean, this adds more personality.
This was the most podcasty podcast I think we've ever actually done, honestly, because it was just us talking about stuff.
I mean, it's better that way.
It was. This one flew by easily just because I was super tired and so I'm sleep deprived. Simple talking right now. Sorry, sleep deprived Cast because he's Dawn and I'm Cast.
Yeah.
I don't know who Simple is.
Simple Game.
Definitely haven't plugged that channel before.
Simple Thunder, the greatest.
He said my channel name. I'm scared.
A drop kick in the corner, perfectly executed.
Why are you scared? I don't know.
Shot to the back.
Yeah, I don't know why you would be scared, but hey,
and one more reversal. Talk about evenly matched here. She's on unsteady legs in the corner, needs to recover.
Yo, I need you to know he doesn't feed me. He brings me out of my cage to do these podcasts with him.
Even though I live all the way across the country from him, but yeah.
Yeah, he makes me lock myself in a cage for long distance. It's the whole thing.
Okay, now it's sounding weird when you say it like that. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. Guys, I'm not a party to anything this kid says. Just remember that.
Hey, don't call me a kid.
He was a crazy man. He's the Jerry the King Lawler of his work. I don't want to be him. Wait, which Jerry Lawler? 70s. Okay, never mind. Not 90s, don't worry. For those of you that don't get that, you can go look that up. I'm not going to talk about it.
tell there's pride on the line
Oh
here.
god, back-to-back
No,
kick.
it is crazy though that he like his whole career was just him being a pervert on live television.
Pretty much.
That's what he did for a living.
Pretty much, like, all of his announcing, like, the King gimmick, he was an actual wrestler, but then, like, behind the scenes, it was not so great.
And
And remember he was, like,
as an
I remember
announcer,
he married, like, this chick in the, like, Attitude Era named the Cat, and then she left, so he left. And I remember when she made her return to wrestling, and it was random, but she, like, returned, and she was just randomly on a team with that guy that was on SmackDown for 2 weeks, Kazarmi. And then I don't know what happened to her after that. But the fact that I got to talk about Kazarmi was just amazing.
Yep. And that's why Dawn's starting his new cast, the Kazarmi cast.
Featuring Shanky. No, I'm just kidding.
Why Shanky?
Shanky's gonna
Why
do
do
his
you
dance.
do so many roll-ups?
His roll-ups are part of wrestling.
The last 7 moves you've done have been roll-ups.
Because they always leave themselves open. It's not my fault. And the grappling on here is not great. I hate the grappling on this game.
The grappling is fine. I've played the game.
You have to
just
push
tap
circle
down on the
and then
D-pad.
You have to push all these other
Not
buttons.
D-pad. You tap down on the stick and then you do a roll-up. Is what you do. Whatever. Fucking roll-up.
It was a possum pin. It's not my fault. And I couldn't reverse her stupid move. It was the only way out of it.
Okay, but like, where's your issue with the grappling? Because you can do like a bunch of different moves with the grappling in this game. Like the grappling.
I don't know. The grappling feels repetitive to me. And it doesn't always
stop
work
pushing
good.
the stick the same direction.
Reversal. Can she capitalize?
I don't think it helps, but okay.
Well, if you push the stick a different direction, it's supposed to do a different move. Unless the character you're playing, has the same move set for multiple slots for their grapples, which some people do have that set that way for some reason.
Oh, blockage.
That's cool. I'm glad that's how it's been lately.
Yeah. Anyway, I think what you're saying is
Dave Bautista.
Ha! Roll up
God,
on the match.
roll
Did it.
And she fainted from the roll-up. She's.
Oh, Byron, it's a steel chair.
I like how the ref just leaves and doesn't stop this at all. The ref's just like, my job's done.
Ref's like, well, I'm leaving. I don't want to get hit like Tamina's mom. Why is she coming out? Why is Rebecca Stone coming out? Why would she protect someone that's not part of the Wolf Pack? This doesn't make any sense. They're trying to recruit Christina Frost.
The Wolf Pack, and she can stop wearing a tiger mask and start wearing a wolf mask.
Not allowed to make ideas for my universe. You're banned.
I can't help it that you have a fucking wolf pack. I didn't know you were running BNWO.
No. It's because someone's last name is Wolf. Like, what do you want me to do?
Name it after someone else's last name? I don't know.
Can't do all that. You know this.
The Stoner Pack.
The Stoner Pack. It sounds like something some edgelord 14-year-old thing.
It does. The Stoners.
Alright, so, I mean, that's pretty much all I could really talk about when it comes to Edge and AEW. A lot of dream matches. I think it's good for the company. You know, pretty excited for it and what the future holds. We get to see him, I think, this week, tomorrow come out, like, as of when this video, well, not tomorrow as of the stream, today as of when this video drops. He should be on AEW, though. He has some, you know, they're going to have him cut a promo. And then I think it's next week they're having him face Luchasaurus, so that'll be interesting. Hopefully, like, his first match.
This is all happening on February 23rd.
What?
All this is happening on February 23rd.
It's not February, it's October.
It's February 22nd right now. What the fuck are you on about?
You're not allowed to decide things anymore.
You know what? Now it's February 30th. Look what you've done.
Like that. You're not allowed to decide things anymore. Alright. I'm gonna cut
We
the
don't
stream
exist
here a minute.
anymore.
I feel like this is a good jumping away from.
As you can
Yeah,
be.
alright guys, thank you for joining us. If you're on the stream, remember to leave a follow. If you're just joining us on YouTube, remember to subscribe, like, do all that cool stuff. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time.
My
and
name's
have
Goku.
a good time.
Hey, it's
and
me,
his name
Goku.
is Goku, but don't listen to him because that kid also does a lot of